Come reorganize my pantry with me. Buckle up, my friends, because you're going to see the good, the bad, and the ugly of reorganizing a pantry, especially when there are 4 kids who get their own snacks and rummage through it all the time. If you're new here, and to just give you some context, I am a home organizer. I've been helping people reorganize their space, their minds, their homes for over a decade now, and I am also the mom of 4 very independent children, which means they're in and out of the pantry all the time, including my 3-year-old. I decided to go shelf by shelf here because I knew the basic organizational structure wouldn't change, because all in all, the system really is working for us, but it needed a little refresh. Yes, that mystery substance at the bottom of that box that's hardened and caked on that I tried to remove with 2 different types of spatulas was later identified as hardened chocolate syrup. I do often get questions about these bamboo boxes and if they're easy to clean. I do find them easy to clean. I actually just had running hot water over that hardened mess, whatever stuff, and it came off. It didn't take me that long. But most of the time I can just give them a really quick wipe down. I skipped a few steps here, but the first step really when you're organizing is to take everything out. And I mean everything. Don't just take a couple things out, really take everything out. If I was at a client's house right now, I would have emptied the entire pantry in one go and not done shelf by shelf like this. When I'm organizing either for our home or for my client's home, I generally try to group things together into categories of food that they eat together. So for us on the bottom shelf, because my kids access it so much, this is breakfast stuff, right? So you've got their cereal on the bottom. We have oatmeal in the back. There's hot chocolate, which they don't actually have for breakfast, but that's fine. Peanut butter, honey, chocolate syrup, that kind of stuff is on that bottom shelf. I like to keep it really easy for them to access, and I like putting cereal into these reclosable containers, as you see lined up along the bottom there, because there's just more of a chance that they'll actually stay fresh that way. This second shelf is kind of like a mullet, or the opposite of a mullet, so it's party in the front, business in the back. So I've got snacks and stuff that's easy for them to grab. We have sweet usually on one side and salty on the other side, and then in the back is rice and quinoa and panko and some other stuff that I'll use for cooking sometimes. Again, this is just to make things that are usually kind of grab and go much easier for them to access. When I'm going through stuff and organizing, I do take the opportunity to assess if things are still fresh, if they're still used, because families' needs change and kind of ebb and flow over time. So I don't know, what was good a few months ago just doesn't work now. Okay, we're moving up to the top shelf, which is basically my spices are on 2 Lazy Susans in the front, and then in the back I have backup spices, not backup spices, but spices I don't use quite as often. And then some more rice and grains and other stuff right at the back. That rice grain bin is going to be unreasonably full, because I actually have to decant that rice into one of the other containers, but I'm waiting to do it on camera because people like to watch me put rice into another container and then criticize me for putting instructions on the back or using too much plastic or something. I don't know. Oh, and before you guys ask about the little hand vacuum, it's linked in my Amazon store. I really, really love it in the kitchen for quick cleanup. You can see I'm using my favorite way to store and organize spices, mason jars with 1-piece lids. Okay, here is the final result. It's so much better. Let me know what you think.